Hello, everyone. My name is KJ, and I am the host of Great Talk and Entertainment official channel. And today's video is a non-spoiler review for the new Disney Plus series by Marvel Television, Ironheart Season 1, and all 6 episodes are available now on the Disney Plus. Definitely check this out. And if you're not convinced and you're not sure about it, you may heard about it. You see people talking about it and it may be trending and you may saw it through your social media. Well, let me be the one to convince you to check this out, especially if you're going to see the new Fantastic Four movie, because you definitely want to watch this show if you're planning to see the Fantastic Four, which should be in theaters this month. So let me be the one to convince you because I think you will like it. I think you enjoy it. It has so much potential and it's just got so much. So before I get into that, if you guys can do one thing for me, guys, could you hit that thumbs up button on the YouTube channel? I would truly appreciate that because that would help my YouTube channel out. So thank you in advance. Now, without further ado, this is a non spoiler review. So let me be the one to convince you. So, the Ironheart series is an action packed with thrills and passion, drama and love, and of course, huge plot twists on an adventure of the life of Riri Williams, who grew up as a fan of Iron Man as he has influenced her to make her own iron suit with high advanced technology as she struggles with doing that, but we also see her struggle just trying to fit in life and where she belongs because again, in this series, this is does have the story of becoming of age, growing up, maturing, learning from your mistakes, and of course, how to be a true hero. And of course, she is to me a hero with a lost cause. That's the best way I can explain it. But that's what I get out of that, and I think you guys will see that if you definitely watch all 6 episodes on that. And of course, this does have a huge connection to the MCU of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in the timeline this takes place after the movie Thor: Love and Thunder, and then after Ironheart is the Disney Plus series Werewolf by Night by Marvel Television, and so it's a little bit further back from the other current films like Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers, and of course Deadpool and Wolverine. So it's a little bit further back than this event of all 6 episodes of Ironheart. Those events take place way before those events and those films and projects. So it's a little bit away, but it does make sense. And I feel like this makes people understand and it really shows you how much this show expands in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I have to personally say, this is something I always felt like they needed to tell a story about a Marvel character like her. It's refreshing. I think it gives people the excitement and the love and passion they have to follow the MCU. And I feel like this is a character that I think the casual fans will become a fan of and want to see more of this particular character, which is Ironheart. And it has such a great backstory, and I think they did so well with this. So I definitely would highly recommend to watch this. So let's talk about the things I didn't like first. So number one thing is there's only 6 episodes. I feel like it needed to have 12 episodes, so another 6 more. Because I feel like a lot of people who don't read the comic books about someone like Riri Williams, is not going to truly understand who she is, but they're only going to get a one side view of her. And I feel like if you just made 6 more episodes, I think people would truly understand where she's coming from and what she's trying to struggle with. And I also believe that seeing her, be a rookie at this, if you're gonna go that route, you definitely needed more episodes in that because you can see this character make these mistakes and watch her learn from these mistakes. And I think that was more important to me. And but again, I thought I'll say one good thing before I go to the other things is it might not have a lot of episodes, but I think the ending was great. The ending was really good, and I'm glad it's there, and I think it needed to be at this moment. So, again, I feel like as far as understanding who Riri Williams is and the other characters that are involved in this show, to truly understand their background and where they come from and what's their friendship with her really like? Is it as strong as they make it seem like, or is there been some downfalls? I think another 6 episodes would definitely help us understand that. Now, the second thing I didn't like about that is why she looked up to Tony Stark, Iron Man. You for I understand, like, if you watch Wakanda Forever, you kind of get the idea of it. But if you're not watching the movie Wakanda Forever and you're just watching this show, I definitely feel like they didn't really explain, like, what makes her a fan of Iron Man, right? What makes her a fan of Tony Stark? What inspired her? Well, not inspired her. They explained that, but what way does she learn from Tony Stark from just watching or reading things about him? Like, it doesn't I feel like they never really made it clear. Does she want to be in an Avengers? Does she want to be like, the next Iron Man? Does she want to run her own company? Like a Tony Stark. It doesn't really give you that feeling. And I feel like that was an important key thing to show the audience, that in a show like this, where this is not a new character, but it's new to the casual viewing audience. And I think it's more important to focus on them to truly understand that this is why she looks up to him and this is what she always gets inspired from. Like, was it this moment? Was it from this book? Or was it a quote that he said before? We don't get that. Maybe what happened in New York inspired her. We don't know. They didn't really put a lot of effort in trying to make that make sense in that way. So, and that leads to the last one, just trying to truly, again, trying to understand who Riri Williams as a person. I think what happened is they were focusing so much on the path she's gonna take or the destination that she may or may not go. Who knows? Because this is Marvel. We don't know when we're going to see this character again in any other Marvel Studio project. So we don't really know. But I think they were just a little bit sloppy on just trying to have a good understanding about that character. But those are the only 3 things I have I didn't like about it. But I think if people see this character again, I think I truly believe they're gonna really be invested into her. So that's what I'm thinking. Now let me talk about the things that I did like about it. Now, number one, I did like the plot. I think the plot of season one was really good. Besides the fact, like I said, about really showcasing Riri Williams in different aspects of her, emotionally, mentally, and just trying to get a clear what this really comes from. I thought this still was good. I had a beginning, a middle, and definitely an end to it where you could say, okay, now you can kind of understand where this is going. And it really, the plot to me was building up to the main thing that people want to see, which is more Marvel villains. And to see these new, not new, but to see these Marvel villains in the MCU is was the most exciting part about the plot because there's Marvel characters in here of villains that people been wondering, will these Marvel villains ever show up in the MCU? And they definitely delivered that for us. And it was the most exciting part of this. But I also, too, besides that, I like the idea they did this that she's from Chicago, Illinois, which that's really cool. And I love that it just they shot this in Chicago or made it look like they're in Chicago. And I love seeing like the Chicago Cubs reference to about Chicago's pizza, everything about what just makes Chicago Chicago. I really truly thought they really got that nailed down about making the environment that she's doing her adventure in Chicago really felt like Chicago. And again, they really that one, my gosh, they executed that correctly. Like that was the scenery, the background, just everything, just the way Chicago operates at day and night. So that was really cool. And I love the other characters, from the good guys to the bad guys, the heroes, the villains. I mean, they all in all 6 episodes, they all had their moment to shine. You got to learn more about them, and you got to see people change and to become who they are. And I also love all the Iron Man reference in this show. There's a lot of reference and callbacks from Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 in this show that you see in different episodes. And that was so cool. And I thought that was really important. They're reminding you about who Iron Man is, but this definitely is like a passing of the torch thing. Like this is the next person in line to be rocking those suits. And I can't wait to see her interact with any more characters from the 3 Iron Man movies, like I and other Marvel movies, of course, but I really enjoyed that because without spoiling it, but there's certain things that were happening, there's things that were said that were a lot of callbacks to I definitely about Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 for sure. And that was just so cool. Now, let's talk about the cast and the crew. I think they all did a good job. I think everybody brought these Marvel characters to life and made them believable. I also just thought, this was a good the main star of it. She did so well, like she killed it, and she's really awesome about that. So I definitely enjoyed that, and you know the main antagonist in this was really good to see a different type of character. And what's really awesome is I liked about this too is these Marvel characters that you're seeing in live action are they can be street level and non-street level type adventures. Like these are characters that can stay on the ground or go to outer space with like the Guardian of the Galaxies and battle the big bad villains up there. Like these are like a really good characters that you can use in other films and shows on Disney Plus for sure. And I like that. And then I just love that this show really focus on the drama, the plot twist, and just show like how somebody which is struggling. This is like a Peter Parker, Spider-Man type struggle, but we're seeing it in a way from Riri Williams' view, just from a woman's perspective, you know, and to see that is just so cool. I think it's very empowering as well too. And this is a masterpiece. Like from top to bottom, this is good. And I would highly recommend to watch this before you watch the Fantastic Four or any other Marvel projects in the near future because this thing is so good, so good. And you know what? If you want to watch some other ones that highly connect to this, definitely watch Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. Go ahead and watch Iron Man 1 as well. Then watch like Doctor Strange, then watch WandaVision series. Like watch those and then watch Wakanda Forever if you haven't. And then go watch Ironheart. I'm telling you, it would all make sense because it's so connected. But you know what? They connected this show to other stories, to those examples so well. They didn't give you too much and too less. They gave you just enough to get the hint, to get the idea. And sometimes a lot of the Disney Plus series, they try to tie in so many other stories in so many short episodes. Like this only had 6, and that's a theme that they kind of do, right? And it's hard to tie that all in those like long episodes but not enough episodes type situation. And I like that they didn't tie in every Marvel film in this as well and trying to keep up with things. They just really gave us enough, and they used the right episodes to do the MCU reference, the callbacks to past and previous Marvel movies and shows. But other than that, they really focus on the show like it was a standalone. And they really focuses on the star of the show, Ironheart, and the characters around her that is involved in her life. And I tell you what, at times it's a tearjerker. You'll tear up. I'm giving you warnings now. You'll tear up. So I mean, it just had so much passion to it, and I honestly, I think a lot of people, especially the casual fans who just watch this here and there, would truly like Ironheart for sure. So, if I had to give this show season 1 out of 10, I'm definitely giving it an 8.5. There's so much there and so much potential. But again, it's just only 6 episodes, but they're long episodes. And like I said, I'm not gonna go back on what I didn't like, but there's some things I wish they went. But hey, I understand why, and I totally get it. And it's not a big deal, but I would just prefer to see again like a long little 6 more episodes. But other than that, this was such a masterpiece storytelling for the MCU, and it's definitely worth taking the time out and just watching it. And I think you guys would definitely enjoy it. So that's my review, y'all. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. And definitely let me know your Marvel fan theories as well. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace out.